There's a big disconnect between sales and marketing, and this has been prevalent since the dawn of time, I feel. Salespeople don't understand marketing, and marketing people don't understand sales. So there's this big gap in between. And typically, when I've been in bigger companies, there's a bit of a silo. People don't know what each is doing. It's like, what's the left hand speaking to the other, whatever that sentence or phrase is. So I wanted to go through my journey of discovery, someone that has, been in sales his whole life, but then has been helping companies market. So I've kind of taken the understanding of marketing and I did a lot wrong and I didn't understand it. So I can kind of tell you what the eureka moment was for me. So when you start out, well, when I started out in 2017, I found out a way to distribute my message outside of me calling. So that was what I used to do. So one of the mechanisms is calling, right? And I used to go, oh, brilliant. I get on the phone to someone. And the thing with calling is it's powerful because when you call, you've got their direct attention. So it's like you can't do anything else if you're on a call. It's like I'm speaking to you. And if I'm speaking to you, then you're not really doing anything else, or you might be doing one or two things, but I've got a lot of your attention essentially. So that means I can come in with what I call a hard CTA, which is a hard call to action. And I didn't know what a CTA was um, for ages because I was just in sales. So what I would do is just book, but this to me was book a meeting. So that's what I'd do. I'd call someone up. I'd go, hey, we got something interesting. And this time it was exhibition. So I'd go, got on a great event. This is something I feel that would be valuable to you. Why don't we set up a time? I'll send some information over and we can call and talk about it. And that was my process, right? That was my marketing. But as a salesperson, I was just selling. And you can imagine when I started and I learned about LinkedIn, and that you could distribute, but I didn't actually have to do any of the manual work. I just did this, which is I went and did this. And it worked because not many people are using LinkedIn. So that was my advantage, is that I could actually do this, is just go and ask loads of people, do you want to book in a meeting? However, this got saturated and this stopped working. And this is when I had to actually start learning marketing. So, what marketing is and why salespeople don't understand it is because you're not asking to book a meeting. That is not your first goal. And a lot of people won't understand this if they're from a sales heavy background. Or you might understand it, but you don't really understand it because that makes sense. Yeah, like why get people's attention, but it's because there isn't a high intent that you kind of go, oh, this isn't good, this isn't useful, this isn't valuable, but you want brand awareness, like so you want to capture as many people as possible in the first instance, and this is just brand awareness. That's the goal. If someone shows interest, it's like if someone says yes, brand awareness, you got more brand awareness. And how do you get more brand awareness? Is by providing something valuable on the front end. And people feel that it has to be something valuable that's completely in line with what they sell, because again, they're still in this the bucket of, hey, I want to book in a meeting, because they're still leaning towards sales. And really, what you want is just something that grabs the attention, right? So if it grabs the attention of someone, you're happy. You should be happy because this is the attention of your buyer, right? And as long as you got the attention of your buyer, then you can do everything with that, right? Because now you've got the attention. It means that you've genuinely provided something valuable. And off the back of this, it's far easier once you've grabbed that attention to start moving them down into a phase of they're aware of your product. So they understand your solution, what you do, what you provide. So this might take a few steps, right? But it's far easier and it yields a lot more value than this approach here over time. This has a compounding effect because it's far easier to grab the attention of someone if you've got something valuable that is valuable to them, irrelevant of what you have to sell. Yes, it's great if you've got something that is intertwined with both, but at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. So if people can associate your brand to some good feeling, then great. So that's kind of step one. But some people do this. They do webinars, for example, is one way you could do this. They build groups, and what they hear, or they post content, and what they hear is the hype of, hey, this again goes back to all of this stuff, which is awareness and trust building. They hear, yeah, we're getting loads of meetings. It books 1 billion meetings a month for us just doing this. And in reality, this is just to do this. It's not to do that. What does this is when you actually go back to asking for the meeting, right? So you qualify and convert. And the problem is that a lot of people, they do this and they do some of this, but then because they don't do this, they feel this doesn't work. They feel like, oh, we've tried webinars, we've tried groups, I've been on podcasts, I posted content, I haven't got no leads from it. So it doesn't work. And that's how they associate it with it, which is fair because it didn't. So you would think that. But it's like missing a jigsaw piece of the puzzle. It's like it's not complete. So you haven't run the full system. You need to then actually reach out. And because you've built up the equity because of the trust and the awareness, this is where you can go far more direct and start asking for a meeting. And the best way to ask for a meeting is, again, having something valuable that incentivizes people for their time. Because it de-risks what you do. So if I know that I'm going to get something out the back of this call, it de-risks it. Even better if I qualify and I know the people that I'm asking directly for a meeting have a need. So that's why we want to qualify and then convert into a meeting. Incentivize them, and this de-risks it for them, provide value, and then you got a new client. Right? But if you just do this without this, you're not going to get this.